Okay, today is December 13th, Thursday, and recently I ordered 4 varieties of heirloom garlic, and a friend came over the other day and we tasted these varieties of garlic, and the next day I actually planted them. But before I start talking about the planting of the garlic, I'm going to talk about garlic itself. Of all crops man has learned to cultivate, garlic is one of the oldest. 5,000 years ago, the Egyptian and Indian culture were growing garlic, and 2,000 years ago, the Chinese were cultivating it. The garlic we know probably originated in Asia, India, Africa, and some parts of Mediterranean Europe. Today, the only true wild specimens of garlic can be found in remote parts of Central Asia. They produce fertile flowers, and from these flowers come seeds. All other garlic that we know grown today cannot produce fertile flowers, so they must be grown by division of bulbs, which is basically just cloning. And this has been done for thousands of years. This means that heirloom garlic today is nearly identical to its ancient ancestors. It was brought to America by the Spanish, French, and Portuguese in the 1500s. And garlic wasn't grown for culinary uses at first. The first garlic was grown for medicinal use, not for culinary. In fact, during World War II, penicillin could not be obtained, so doctors actually used to squeeze garlic juice into the wounds to prevent gangrene. There are 2 classes of garlic. You got the hardnecks and the softnecks. Hardnecks produce a rigid flower stalk, larger cloves with a small number of them, and are way more winter resilient. In the class of hardnecks, you got 3 types. You got your rocambole, purple stripe, and your porcelain varieties. Then we have the softnecks. They may not produce a flower stalk. They can be planted during the spring where the winters are more harsh, and they store way better than the hardneck varieties of garlic. In the class of softnecks, you got 2 types. You got your silver skins and your artichokes. And what most people don't even realize is that there are hundreds and hundreds of strains of different garlics. Some with more heat, some more milder, and some with little or less garlic flavors. And if you go to the supermarket, you only get 1 type of garlic. And it's all being shipped from China, and it's being irradiated at the border. And what food irradiation is the process of treating food with ionizing radiation. This process slows spoilage, delays ripening, but damages the DNA and cell division of the plant. So basically the plant's dead. So if you put this plant in the ground, it won't even grow. So I decided to plant the garlic in containers, and I actually used some containers that I had sitting in my driveway from my container garden from last year. And out of the 4 varieties, I planted 3 in the containers. The Mestige, Keter of a Giant, and the rocambole. And I used compost that I had made from kitchen scraps from last year and added that to the containers. And the last variety was the Enchilium Red, which I actually planted outside, and I wanted to experiment with planting some of the garlic outside in the garden. And the cloves are way much bigger, so I want to see if I can make a larger harvest for when the season comes. Winter is basically here, so these plants are going to overwinter, and when spring comes, they'll start to pop through the soil and start to grow. I hope this video was entertaining, inspiring, and very informative, and maybe it'll give you a different perspective on garlic and maybe inspire you to grow some garlic yourself. That's it.
On the porch, outside, you know, I'm riding the Corolla. You already know I'm all over the girl. I mean, she all over me. You already know how I be. You know, I-N-G-O-B-E-Y. You already know why. Cause the girl came to the